young woman was crushed to death after a driver used his car as a weapon to mount a pavement and slam into her, a court heard. Stephen McHugh, 28, ploughed into 22-year-old Rebecca Steer outside the Grill Out takeaway in Oswestry, Shropshire. She was dragged under his gold Volvo and crushed to death after at least of the car's wheels drove over her. Tragically, Rebecca couldn't be saved after suffering rib fractures and catastrophic internal injuries. McHugh, who denies murdering Rebecca, also injured Kyle Roberts in the horror in October last year. Stafford Crown Court heard McHugh was driving close to the restaurant when he stopped to exchange words with a group stood outside. At the same time, innocent bystander Rebecca was crossing the road when the Volvo shot backwards and narrowly missed her. She managed to get out of the way and instead made her way to the pavement on the opposite side. Prosecutor Kevin Hegarty KC said, "At that moment Mr. McHugh turned the steering wheel in the direction of the people on the pavement and then he drove onto the pavement towards that group of people. The driver's side of the car went onto the curb, onto the footpath, and he proceeded to drive through the group. We say he used his car as a weapon, he used the power and the weight of the car to strike the group." Jurors heard two men were knocked aside by the bonnet while Rebecca was dragged under as McHugh sped up. Harrowing CCTV revealed she had no chance to get away as the car was aimed at the crowd. Mr. Hegarty said, "The car then went over her, which is to say one or more of the wheels went over her. She was crushed, in effect she was left with rib fractures and catastrophic internal injuries." The court was told McHugh had been out at a local football game that afternoon before visiting two pubs and a nightclub. He was arrested 2 days later and claimed he didn't mean to hit anyone. Mr. Hegarty said, "This is not a collision where a pedestrian is thrown some distance by an impact. Stephen McHugh has gone from a standing start up onto the pavement and through the people there, and took Rebecca Steer with him. What else could he have had in mind for people in that group other than to cause, at the very least, really serious harm? If that is proved, that is murder." McHugh admits manslaughter but denies murdering Rebecca. He has also pleaded guilty to assault causing injury to Kyle Roberts but has denied attempting to cause him grievous bodily harm with intent.